Hi friends, this is Chanbhai Singh. I'm your mentor at schoolofnifty.com, and today guys I'm recording this video because I had many investors have sent me a request after watching my previous video, which was for when to buy a stock based on the 20 days moving average and the 50 days moving average. They had sent us me request to give us a strategy for intraday trading so that they can plan out the intraday trades. Now overall guys, I'm not a very big fan of intraday trading, but still as your wish is my command, and so I'm recording this video to show you how you can plan your days intraday. What are the moving averages you should use while buying a stock or selling a stock for intraday gains, and what are the things you have to keep into mind. So please note down guys, it's very effective, and believe me, this stuff is going to blow off your mind because you'll realize it's so simple, and you can use it effectively from today. After watching this video, from today onwards you can use this strategy and see awesome profits. Fine. So the thing is guys, for the intraday strategy, uh, the indicators which I'm using is a 13 days EMA. It's an EMA. Keep make this show it's an EMA, and 34 days moving average EMA. 34 EMA and the 13 EMA exponentials moving average, and I have a Bollinger Band, and I have a Parabolic Sar. So let us start guys. Intraday, the chart frame which I am using is 1 hour, and I advise you to use the same chart frame because 1 hour the results will be far more better because the market movements are more accurate and more sure if you follow the 1 hour chart, and don't go for the lesser period chart of say 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Use the 1 hour chart for this strategy. And so I buy a stock when the 13 days EMA crosses the 34 EMA, and the parabolic SAR is below the candles. And most importantly, the stochastic should be above the 50 levels. Fine. And for the stochastic guys, I'm using a fast stochastic with the values are 1033. Fine. You can note this down. So I repeat it again, the 13 days moving average should cross over the 34 days moving average, which is EMA, exponential moving average, and the parabolic SAR should be below the candles, and the stochastic should be above the 50 region. So if I see over here guys, look here, the 13 days moving average is crossing over the 34 moving average, and the stochastic is at 50. The parabolic SAR is below the candles, so I buy at this region. Fine. The region is 153, and what happens after this is guys, you can see for yourself. Boom, 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 it went over to 166, which is an awesome gains if you're doing intraday trade. Right. And once you are following strategy, people may ask a question, or maybe come arise in your point is, when do I exit the stock? So you exit the stock when you see the parabolic SAR has come above the candles. So over here you see the parabolic SAR has come above the candles at around this point, which is 166. So my profit is from 152 to 166, which is amazing gains if you're doing it in futures. Fine. Now let us go further back. You see over here guys, when I sell the stock, the 13 EMA should cross below the 34 EMA as it happens over here, and the parabolic SAR should be above the candles, which is you can see that these dotted line, the parabolic SAR is above the candles, and the stochastic should be below 50. So if you see carefully guys, when the crossover occurs, the stochastic is at 50. It's not very encouraging, so you may even avoid doing this trade, but still if you do this trade, you can see it's a sell. It has made a sell of around 151 region, and it has went down to around 143. Fine. So these are smart intraday gains. Now keep in mind, guys, for intraday trade, normally what you do, intraday trade people are normally looking for small gains of say 4 point, 5 point, 6 point, 10 points. So make sure whenever you get your point, don't be too greedy and book out your fast gains. And now let us see over here what happens is, guys, 13 EMA crossing over the 34 EMA. The parabolic SAR is below the candles, and the stochastic is above 50. So I buy over here. The region which I buy is around say around 144. And what happens after that? You see, guys, the stock goes up, 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 up. It goes way up. Right now, let me go below. Fine. Now let me evaluate this point. See, I'm at this point I'm selling because the 13 EMA is crossing below the 34 EMA and the Parabolic Sar is above the candles. So if you see the value when I'm selling it, the value is around 145, 140 levels. And what happens after that? You can see the stock has went down, 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 and it has went way down. Now let me see the crossover prior to that. It happens over here, guys. See carefully, guys. This is a very, very effective strategy, and I bet you guys, if you start trading, if you start following the strategy from now, and you make sure you do it with discipline, the points which I am telling you carefully. So look over here, the crossover has occurred. The 13 EMA, the blue line, is going over the 34 EMA, which is the red line. The Parabolic SAR is below the candles. The stochastic is above the 50 levels, and the region which I buy is around 121. And see what happens after that. Zoom, boom, 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 boom. It has went up. It went up. Fine. And now let me go to another stock just to see if it's effective in other stocks as well. So now let me look at the stock of Yes Bank. Fine, this is the stock of Yes Bank, guys. Right, if I enlarge it a bit, you see over here uh, it has given even though the 13 days EMA is crossing below 34, but the parabolic SAR is not above the candles. So I don't buy over here. I buy when these dotted lines are above the candles. Fine. Now let me look over here again. See what happens over here. Again the same thing, guys. The 13 EMA has crossed below the 34 EMA, but I don't see the parabolic SAR above the candle, so I don't buy over here. Right? Now let me see over here, guys. See, you look over here, the 13 EMA has crossed over the 34 EMA. The parabolic SAR is below the candles, plus the stochastic is above the 50 region. So I buy over here, which is around 537, and you can see what happens after that. It has went up to around 453. From 433 it has went round to 453, which is amazing, is right? So the bit, sorry guys, the buy region was around 438 and it went up to 547, around 8.9 point gains intraday, which is very, very smart. Now let us go back. Over here you see, guys, very clearly the 13 EMA is crossing below the 34 EMA, and the parabolic SAR, these dotted lines are above the candle. So this is where I sell. So if I sell after the crossover, the region which I sell is around 544, and you can see what happens after that. Fine, it has went all the way down to 5 till 510 levels, which is 30 points intraday. You can see this stuff really gives some serious money, guys. Just see carefully. Now see over here, the 13 EMA has crossed over the 34 EMA, and these dotted lines are below the candles. Fine. So where do I buy? I buy at this region, which is 555, and it has went up to around 570. Wow. So now let me look over here. See what happened, guys, is the 13 EMA crossing below the 34 EMA is above. So the region which I buy after the crossover occurs is around 30 cross down occurs is around 534 region, and it has went down to around 527, which is again smart gains. fine. And sometimes guys the stop loss do hits, which is very normal, and it should not discourage you as long as you make sure you are following the rules, fine. Because if we look over here, you see the 13 days moving average cross of the 34 EMA and the parabolic side is below the candle. So my buy region is around say around 556, and though after that it has went up to 559, but I have to exit when the dots are coming above the candle. So if I buy at this point, my buy point was around 55555, and and the sell point was around 554 553, which is hardly a loss of 2 3 points, which is very normal, guys, right? And now let us go back. See over here, guys, the 13 EMA crossing below the 34 EMA, the parabolic SAR is above the candles. The region which I sell after the crossover occurs is around this, which is around 560 levels. And what happens after that? You can see all the way down from 560 to around 545 region. Why I exit? Because the parabolic SAR has come below the candle. So which means that I can exit. So 544. Now before I hope this thing is giving you some value, guys, because it's an amazing strategy, because I've tested it many times and I've applied to some of my trades while taking, because whatever trade we do are positional trade, but I use the strategies while to make sure that the entry is perfect. Now let me look at one more stock, and let me look at the stock of, say, Raymond's. Fine, randomly I'm picking the stock. So if I look over here, guys, see the Raymond chart. You see the 13 EMA crosses below the 34 EMA. At this point, the parabolic SAR is above the candle. So the region which I sell is around 417, 415, and what it has went down till 405, which is amazing gains. I book my, as soon as I see a profit of 5.6 points, I shouldn't be greedy, because this is intraday. This is what I'm trading for, few points. So it's an amazing gains. Now let us look over here, guys. The 13 EMA crossing above the 34 EMA, the parabolic SAR is below the candle. The region which I buy is around 416, and you can see what happens after that. Fine. The I repeat, the R, the time frame which I am using, guys, is 1 hour. So I hope you can use this. I hope this helps you, guys. A few points which again can be noted is: you buy when the 13 EMA crosses above the 34 EMA, the parabolic SAR should be below the candles, fine, and the RS and the stochastic, which is the stochastic with the values of 10 3 3, should be above the 50 region, fine, number one. And when you sell, as you can see over here, the 13 EMA should be crossed below the 34 EMA. The parabolic SAR should be above the candles, and if you look at the RSI should be below the 50, level. So the over here it went from 408, it went all the way down to 391. So that's it, guys.